Come on down. It's time to get it busy. Who's here? Who's in the house? Who is in the house? Let's make it happen. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, a little chilly, a little windy out there, but nonetheless, it's beautiful. Come on in. I see nothing. No one's here yet. Usually, there's a stampede. Well, let's see what we got. I'm just going to sit here, mind my own business. I'm going to go see if anybody's there. Aha! Hello, Jennifer, Corliss, Kim. Hi, everyone. Come on in. Good to see you. Good to see you. Catherine, Diana. Good to see you, ladies. Look at you all here. How exciting is this? Susan's in the house. Come on in. There's my girl, Jenny. Oh, don't sneeze. Why am I sneezing right now? Hello, Margot and Barbara. I am going to sneeze. Goodness. Ooh. As soon as I said that. Hello, Alice, Diane, Brenda. Oh, you're welcome. You like my hair? This is, excuse me, this is curly with a... I didn't dry my hair today. It just dried by itself, so I did a couple of curling iron thingies. Thank you. Thank you for that. We got high pollen around here, so it's pretty fun. Hello, Cynthia, Joanne. Thank you. This is a curly mess. That's what this is. It's all over the place. Thank you. Yeah, Mark said, it looks like you just got out of bed. Thanks a lot. And thank you. I mean, goodness. It's better than having a coughing fit in the middle of cooking, right? How is everyone? How was your weekend? Is it any different? Thank you, Susan. Yes, this is... My hair is naturally wavy, but as I get... I don't know, it just keeps getting curlier and curlier. And, you know, not as, I mean, like, it just kind of flops all over the place. And I did take a little curling iron and fixed a few frizzles, but, you know, this is what you see is what you get, baby. This is it. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. I mean, I don't mind it. It's just for the most part, I'm used to styling my hair. So, you know, every once in a while, you just let it go curly. I've got a real tickle in the back of my throat. Hi, Amy. Thank you so much, Courtney. You guys are so sweet. What's left of it? Hair is just such a pain. I just got my hair color in the mail, and I'm going to have Mark help me out with that. That should be amusing. He said, somebody said to me, you should videotape it. And I said, no, that's probably going to be full of all kinds of profanities. No, I'm just kidding. Maybe. I don't know. Wow, look at us. We got people coming in. Come on, you guys. Hold on. I'm going to cough again. Why now? That's just annoying. Why now, right? Why now? All right, so the quote of the week, you guys. Let's get started. Let's get busy. Oh, God, I did it again. I didn't flip the camera. I'm sorry. Everything you've ever wanted is on the other side of fear. That's a quote from George Adair. I absolutely love this quote because we get wrapped up in our fear, and our fear holds us back. And that's the bottom line on everything, isn't it? Fear holds us back. And fear has a tendency to be a whole lot worse than we think it is, right? And what I have found in my old age, and I get to say this, in my old age, is that when you walk in front of it anyway. If you just go forward anyway, the things that you think are so fearful really are not. It's more your imagination that's out of control. Am I right? So that's the thing that I have a tendency to really, really look at, is what fear is anyway. Fear a lot of times is the unknown. And so let's not, we've got plenty of that going on, right? But let's not get sucked into that. What I want to know is, where you are right now, and what you're struggling with right now, and how I can help you out. That's one of the reasons we're here. That's why we're on 7 days a week and doing cooking lessons and everything else, is because right now, more than anything, we all need the support. We all need the encouragement. We need to know that there's a community out there. And while we might socially distance, there's no need to be socially isolated. We can still be connected, right? The other day, we had some friends who live up in the Raleigh area, and they invited us to this thing called House Party. It's it's like a heads up Pictionary kind of a game and an app. And you can get on there and just talk like Zoom. By the way, it's a free alternative to Zoom. You don't even have to play the games. I'm just letting everybody know. And we had the best time playing these games. And it was lovely and fun to connect with friends. And I just strongly suggest that you make it a point to make appointments and times like you would get together normally, but to do things online so that you don't feel all alone. It just makes it so much better. And then on Friday night, I got together with my girlfriends and had a wonderful, wonderful time with, we had a little cocktail session, and we all had wine and what have you, and a lot of women that you would recognize their names. They're in my wellness circle, and we just had a blast and laughed and laughed and laughed. So got together with girlfriends, got together with, family as well. Mark's daughter, we got together with her on FaceTime and her boyfriend. And, I always feel so much better when I'm a little bit connected, don't you? I don't like to feel all alone up in this mountain, even though that's where I am. This week, 1 week from today, we start the sprint. If you want to get the sprint, please do the sprint with us. It starts 1 week from today, and it is 100% free. Go to savingdinner.com, click on that sprint link, and you'll get all the information on how to do this. And it'll give you plenty of time to get prepared for it as well. And I'm telling you, I need the sprint so bad right now. I have too much inflammation going on, and a few pounds that need to go bye-bye. We're all eating like crazy, right? Everybody's baking bread and all of this. And I know my daughter's on here nagging me about the starter. She doesn't want to know that I killed it. But, I want to have a dog. I don't want to have a starter. I want to have a dog. Can I just say that? I don't want to have to feed starters and feed stuff so that it can become bread. Come on. So that's just me. Yeah, you might think that it's the greatest thing since sliced bread. You might just think that this is literally, and you might think that making bread all the time and all of that is just terrific. Good for you. You do that bread. I'm just telling you, you know what bread does to me? Bread looks and says, there's your thighs. Here I come. Forget it. Doesn't work for me. I love it. Come on. It's fun, but it's a minute on the lips and forever on the hips. You gotta choose your battles. But I say start the sprint. I say let's do this. Let's do this. You know what? Do what you want this week. Do what you want. I will say, though, that drinking a lot of water is super helpful. I'm on my second bottle of water already today. Like these guys kind of a thing. Getting that hydration level going. Boy, the more I read, the more I know. So anyway, that's what I'm saying. Sprint, sprint, sprint. Be all about the sprint. Get your supplements ordered, etc. And by the way, those supplements are flying out the window. Make sure you get your orders in. I'm telling you. And if you want free shipping, we have Proactive Probiotic. You've heard me talk about this. I take it every night before I go to bed. Your gut health is supremely important. Not only do you want to make sure that you're taking care of it with that, healing up your gut, not only do you want to make sure that you're doing that, L-glutamine works really well for that, and I don't even know if we have any left in the shop. It just flew off the shelves last week. But you also need to give the troops in there, you need to refresh the troops. This is how you do it every single night. I go to bed at night. When I take it, I always fall asleep thinking about, I know this sounds bizarre, and I don't expect you to do this, but I always think about how I've now given my body what it needs in order to equip it to be even stronger and even more vital. Our microbiome needs the help because there's a battle every single moment of every single day going on in your gut. Who's going to win? You want the bad guys or the good guys? We want the good guys. Bacteria is good. Good bacteria is good. Bad bacteria, not so much. But it's important. It is massively important. Oh, and by the way, I'll show you if I can do this without hurting myself. If you decide to put Proactive Probiotic in your cart and you write ships free in the promo window, we'll ship it to you free as long as you live in the United States. But you know what else? You can also throw in some body clutter tea. You can throw in some L-glutamine if we have some in the shop. You can put in some chocolate perfect paleo protein. You can throw anything you want into your cart. You can have a box as big as a Buick full of supplements. But the thing is, if it has Proactive Probiotic in it, it will ship free. Even if it costs $50 to ship. Seriously, it's on us. So don't forget that. Ships free. Add Proactive Probiotic and load up. We've got it, sister. And if it's over $200, we'll also throw in a little mug, the Mindful Mug. The Mindful Mug tells you, hey, listen, head, it's time to be mindful and think about what you're about to eat. Watch your portions, eat thoroughly, don't gulp it. You know how it is. Joanne said, did last week and lost half an inch, not weight. Yes, you did. The weight doesn't show up on the scale. If you're losing inches, something's going on, which probably means, Joanne, because you've been so good at exercising and doing everything that you've been doing, you've got muscle. You've got muscle, lost fat. So it always evens out. I'm telling you, I'll weigh 200 pounds if I can, have my body in my size 6 jeans, and you'll be strong as heck too. I'm cooking at 4 today. I don't know what it is, but it probably has something to do with cabbage because we have we have 2 big heads of cabbage. And there's so much you can do with that. I might do a skillet cabbage, like cabbage rolls in a skillet kind of a thing. I love skillet meals. Don't you love skillet meals? Might do something like that. Friday is Q&A. So if you have a question about nutrition, cooking, what have you, I promise you that we will answer your questions right here, 1 p.m. All you have to do is send them in to support@savingdinner.com and in the subject line, put question for Leanne on Friday. It will get answered right here on Friday. Make sure that you do that. All right. So now you have all the things. So today, what we're talking about, you have cabbage. Catherine says she's got cabbage. Yay. You know what? I strongly suggest everybody get a head of cabbage. That stuff lasts forever. It's like the perpetual vegetable. And there's so much you can do with it. So I'm going to show you a few things. I'm excited about that because I do love a good cabbage, especially that skillet cabbage roll recipe. It's so good. I wanted to talk about being a lifelong learner today, which sounds super boring, doesn't it? It's not boring though. It's amazing what lifelong learning will do for you. And the reason I'm bringing this subject up, it's super motivational because it fires your brain up, your health up, your sleep. It does it has so many implications. And I want to talk about that a little bit, especially right now where we are in the world, still sheltering in. Maybe we're coming to the end of it. Who knows where we are with all of it? But the point is to be a lifelong learner is to become a better version of yourself. And that's what we're always trying to do, right? Because this creates vibrancy in your life. This creates imagination and curiosity and all kinds of stuff. And what I've found is if you look on your Facebook feed, if you start kind of looking around for some things, you can find all kinds of stuff that is going to tell you that you can get free. You know, there's master classes out there. There's I don't know. I don't even know the names of them, but everybody's offering free stuff right now, like Curiosity Channel, where you can get some free stuff, all to learn something, a new skill, or $1 for a class or something. Just keep your eye out on. I don't even know the names of the websites. Maybe some of you do. You can go ahead and add that out there. But the point is that there's a lot of opportunity for free learning right now. Amazon has a lot of free Kindle books out there. There's no reason at all right now why you just get sucked into Netflix and just let everything, go to pot, including, our weight, right? Because I don't know about you, but I put on a couple of pounds since this whole pandemic thing started. So, by the way, today is World Naked Gardening Day. I don't plan on gardening because we don't have anywhere to garden around here. And I also don't plan on starting around naked. But if you are in a warm climate and you're going to garden, do it naked and just be a part of the World Gardening Naked Day. Why not? Okay, so let's talk about the motivation to learn anyway. The motivation to learn, what does it do for you? It gives you so much imagination. What Anne Shirley would say in Anne of Green Gables, so much scope for the imagination, which I always loved. And what it gives you is definite curiosity. It gives you imagination. It gives you creativity. It gives you the ability to see things that you might not otherwise see. And there's 5 things that I have found. 5 things that I have found that really help to become a motivated lifelong learner. And the first one is that being a motivated lifelong learner helps you with your self-confidence. Because the more you know, the more you grow, the more you become the best version of yourself. Again, there's that thing. It creates vibrancy in your life. And isn't that what we're trying to create in the first place? So being a lifelong learner gives you that kind of self-confidence to say, well, yeah, I know a little bit about something about that, a little bit about this and a little bit about that. The other day I came downstairs. I had been working upstairs and I'm listening to something on the television and I'm thinking, what the heck is he listening to? And he's watching a tutorial on YouTube, because you can hook it up to your TV, on how a Bobby Fischer chess move. He was learning chess moves. He plays virtual chess with Robert Silly, Marla's husband, a couple of times. Well, they played. They had like a 3-hour game the other day. I think it was on Saturday night. But this kind of thing is he loves it, and learning about it just creates more of an opportunity to get better at it. That's what learning does, right? But it also gives you an opportunity to feel like what you're doing is important. It gives you an opportunity to feel like you belong in this game, and you don't feel like you're being, a farce or a fraud. You feel like, I know what I'm doing, therefore I'm going to jump into it. I've always considered lifelong learning in what I'm doing in nutrition to be absolutely 100% critical. And since I graduated from the American School of Nutrition way back when in the 90s, they now have continuing education classes. I never taken one because they don't offer them. And when I had my certification, it was one and done. But I still take classes. I still read books and do things because that lifelong learning is important. It makes it so that you're not antiquated and behind the times. It makes you current and up to date as well. Number 2 is it models for others. And those others might be your children. It might be the people around you in your community. It might be even in your workplace. And it shows that this is something that you can not only do, not only be good at, but that this is a path for all. That when we become lifelong learners, we get to do more things. We get to understand more things. And concepts, which maybe were kind of difficult to understand before, become much easier to understand, even if it's not on the same subject. Have you noticed that happens? That's what happens when you're a lifelong learner. Things suddenly start to make sense. Number 3, is when you learn things, you learn whether it's a practical skill, whether it's something extravagant and kind of out there, like some weird language like Latin, maybe deciding to learn an ancient language like Latin or Greek or whatever. It improves the quality of your life. It expands your view of the world. You see things a little bit differently. You have more empathy for maybe other cultures in this world, understanding what it's like, in New Zealand, for example, or understanding what it's like in other, in other cultures for sure. When we were in a couple of years ago, we were in Florida and we'd gone to this conference, and part of the conference was they brought these New Zealand Aboriginal folks in there who did these dances that were power dances and had us doing all these things of just, like grunting and doing all that. And it was a little bit weird. And I participated in it, although I felt like if anybody had a video camera on me, I would have just absolutely died. But to understand what this culture was about, I needed to learn the moves and why they did it, and also have it all explained to me. So I had a real appreciation for what a beautiful culture this was. Something that previously I looked at and laughed at and thought it was ridiculous. But once I understood it, once I learned about it, it became something that was completely different, and it was actually a beautiful thing. And I watched a wedding, a New Zealand wedding, where these men got up and they did this whole dance and things. And I mean, they stomp and they stick their tongues out and they bug their eyes. It looks kind of crazy. But the woman who this man was marrying started crying because it meant so much, because it was part of her culture. We can't appreciate other people's cultures unless we learn about them. And that's what lifelong learning gives us an opportunity to do. If we are so brave as to learn a little bit about something, instead of mocking it or making fun of it or not understanding it and being ignorant about it, becoming a lifelong learner gives us an opportunity to find out about something. It's fascinating. Number 4, it gives us a true satisfaction with life. I live here in the Blue Ridge Mountains. I'm at 3,200 square feet, right? And I'm finding out things about the plants around me. Did you know, for example, that mountain laurel can grow into a tree? I didn't know that. And it's a very slow growing tree, and it's very hard wood, and it's beautiful. And as a matter of fact, if you look behind me and you see my orchid, that orchid is on a stand that Robert made for me, that has a piece of laurel wood that just perfectly perches that gorgeous orchid. He made that for me because he said my orchid was too low and it needed to be lifted up because it was too spectacular to not be shown. And he made that for me last summer. What a gift. Truly one of my most favorite things. But I learned about laurel from Robert. And Robert knows a little bit about everything. He's he's a fascinating person to ask things about. He's sort of, I would say, a polymath, and understands just all kinds of stuff. So I'm learning about all the different things that are around me, and about the bears are right now coming out of hibernation, and we basically have them coming down our driveway, or we're supposed to. So I've got my eyeballs peeled because that's something that I want to learn about. We also got a little camera to put outside so we can see them walking around outside, and that's something that I've got on Mark's honey-do list. But how exciting is that? Lifelong learning about the bears. They're black bears that live around here, not the brown bears, but black bears are the ones that are prevalent around here. And all the different things that are coming up and the mushrooms that are coming up. You can learn all kinds of things. And I know a lot of you are learning about bread making. Caroline certainly is. And if Caroline, I'm sure, is going to be doing some more bread making stuff on the Saving Dinner channel for Facebook Live. So do stay tuned for that. For me, I need to just back away. Let's just be honest with it. But again, lifelong learning gives you a real satisfaction with life. It expands the borders of your heart and of your mind and of your whole world. What a privilege, right? The other thing is it helps you to, believe it or not, there's studies on lifelong learners. They sleep better, they have a healthier brain, and they're sharper. You know what? I'm going to tell you this. Being sharper is something that we can all appreciate. Those are things that we all need. Being sharper, being just a little bit more aware, sleeping better, all of these things contribute to having a healthier lifestyle. All of them do. And we can't just veg out all the time. It's not just about, playing games on your phone, watching Netflix, and then, eating all the carbohydrates and finding yourself emerging from your hibernation, 20 pounds heavier. We don't want to do that. What we want to do is we want to become the best versions of ourselves. We want a vibrant life. And we always have to ask ourselves the question, does this contribute to me having a vibrant life? Is this going to give me what I want in my life? Or is it going to make me feel terrible? Is it going to make me put myself down? Is it going to damage my health? Create a new notch on my belt, on my waistline? What is this going to do for me? When we question things, that's part of being the curiosity of being a lifelong learner. And it also helps to steer the boat a little bit better. Instead of just allowing things to happen, we become proactive in what it is that we're choosing to become a lifelong learner about. There you go. That's it. That's what I have for you today. And today, this afternoon, I am going to be making, I've decided in this whole context, I'm going to be making a skillet cabbage rolls. In other words, you don't have to roll the cabbage. You don't have to do all of that stuff. All you got to do is show up with some ground beef, a can of tomatoes, some spices, some cabbage, onions, and I'm going to show you how to make delicious skillet cabbage rolls. And it's in one of my books too. I'm not sure which one, but it's in one of the Saving Dinner books. I think it might be the low carb book, but I'm not sure. Anyway, that's what we're going to be doing. And I can't wait to see you guys at 4:00 Eastern to be doing this. And I'll let you know what Caroline's schedule is, but she will be on sometime this week. All right? I appreciate you guys. You're the best. Peace out. Don't forget to share this. And again, all of you who've become Dinner Answers members, thank you. You're helping to support this small business. And you can find out about Dinner Answers. We deliver fresh menus to you every single week, no matter how you eat. And you have access to our database of recipes, thousands of recipes. You'll see the whole program. Go check it out at savingdinner.com. Also, don't forget about the sprint. Now is the time to go get it. Go get it, print it off, get into our Facebook group, meet our amazing women. All of them that are here are amazing. And that's part of our community. I want you to be a part of it. So I appreciate you guys. And I know, that there's always so many things to think about, aren't there? But there's always a path to choose. And when you choose to be a lifelong learner, you're always going to be learning something new. You're always going to be expanding your whole vision for your life. And you're always going to be feeling fresh, new, curious, imaginative, creative. Those are good things to have. So anyway, that's all I have for you today. I'm ready to sprint too, Amy. I'll see you guys at 4:00. Peace.